Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
Welcome back to the You're an Idiot podcast. I'm your host, Alex Dragovich. Got a great guest host today, Timothy Smith,
In the
Chicago legend, Baton Rouge legend, New York legend. Where else have you lived? Like 11 places.
Doing comedy or just in life?
Isn't it like 10 places in your
the
life?
Cincinnati legend, the Orlando
Cincy legend,
the
Orlando
Rochester legend, the Richmond legend.
He's from all over. We want to start this pod off, guys, being a little... with a great little announcement. Our boy Greg Kennedy in Chicago, want to shout him out.
Big
one of the great comics in Chicago, hilarious dude, is cancer-free, we found out about.
Well, not even just never had it.
He never had it.
Never had cancer.
Yeah, the doctors...
Got a stage 4 diagnosis. They did one test and they're
metastatic.
Like, that's on us.
We were all weirdly in Chicago last week. Just by happenstance. It was crazy happenstance. We were all in Chicago. We're like having dinners with him. We're coming by his place. We're all like telling him how to set up like a GoFundMe.
I bought him lunch. He owes me lunch.
Dude, I sent him like $150 on Uber Eats.
We paid his rent.
We paid his rent.
This guy owes us like he fooled us all. He got
actually a good time to say. Yeah, Greg actually
Greg owes me $250 right now.
Yeah, Greg, you owe me the same. So is that fucking unreal? It was a 1% chance.
1% chance.
The doctor apparently personally called him and said, I this has never happened to me before.
I bet that's like a great and shitty phone call for that doctor. Because he's like, I got great news, but it means that I'm incompetent.
But you can sue me, technically.
Yeah, this is like massively a malpractice case.
Right. So he's totally, and I FaceTimed with him like 20 minutes ago.
It's like a fungal infection. He's got a cough.
He's got a mushroom in there.
And it's an old, what did our buddy say? He just got a little mozzarella stick
got a
shoved
little
in there?
mozz stick just kind of lingering in his lungs.
Just a banana pepper in his lungs.
So apparently it's whatever he's got. It's some long ass name, but it's also pretty rare, but very, very treatable and nothing even close to cancer. So we got to give Greggy a shout out one more time. We love you, dog. We're very pumped for you. That was an emotional, dude. We went to like the Bulls game with him, and we just. The vibes were just crazy. I'm looking at him eat a burger. I'm like, is this the last time?
Probably the last burger he's ever had. Greg, you enjoying that burger?
My boy's like last burger, dude.
And you probably paid for it.
Yeah, I paid for. I didn't pay for it, dude.
I paid for Geoff's, not Greg's?
I paid for Jenna's because Jenna was letting me stay at her place.
Oh, you didn't pay for Greg's? You didn't pay for the guy that had stage 4 cancer at the time, but you popped Jenna on the tab?
But earlier that day, I had sent him $150 on Uber Eats.
Oh, okay. How much can you give? I mean, truly. How much can you give to a great friend that has
Burgers
stage 4
are $6.75. $6.75.
You can't get him a smash burger?
$8.75 with fries. I'm like,
you're going, wow, with fries, I could have done it, but you went onion rings, Greg.
Little steep, Greg.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was actually a whiff. I didn't think about that. In the moment, I just was like, I didn't even think about.
You have a fascinating brain.
Wow. I was just, yeah, dude. But I mean, earlier that day, $150, no problem.
So the waiter came around and said, how are we doing the checks? And you're like, it's me and her. And then this guy right here with cancer, he's going to do his own check.
Maybe this was it because it was the Billy Goat Tavern, the famous Billy Goat Tavern in Chicago.
Oh, my God. Those burgers are like a nickel. That's the cheapest burger in Chicago.
No, it's like the cheapest. It's like cafeteria
$8,
style.
Yeah.
I didn't even think because like I was just thinking about how Jenna let me stay at her place. And I'm like, hey, Greg and Colin, can you guys watch our table for us? And then you guys go up after me and Jenna.
Oh, my God.
And
let's see. Why should I pay for Jenna? Oh, she's let me stay there. Let's see. Why should I pay for Greg? No, nothing there.
Reason.
I guess
I literally have I can't even think of a fucking reason to do that. That was a whiff. Definitely a whiff on my part.
An incredible whiff, though.
But. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, Colin's sitting next to him. Colin should have paid.
Oh, you're actually right. Colin should have been like,
we got divvied up, like we got divided up. We got lost in the crowd.
But Colin chronically has $6.
Chronically,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he can't stop having $6.
He hits 12 and he just goes crazy for it. He's like, I gotta get this thing.
Right. So yeah, I mean, no question about. I'll say it right now, Greg, you can keep the $150. I got you. Also, I paid him $200 last month for not editing the Tron. He usually,
Okay.
or the podcast, he usually edits our clips.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, sorry for not getting to it. I was like, keep the money. So if we're keeping score, like I'm doing okay in the giving Greg
Right.
for having a mushroom in his lung.
Right.
I'm doing okay there.
Well, like on paper, you're good.
But in the moment, I kind of. Do you think Greg?
No, but you showed up there and you did. You went through the emotional thing of it,
cried,
which
with
I was
him?
shocked by.
I cried. You heard I cried.
Yeah, couldn't believe it.
I heard it got through the grapevine. I cried. No, I mean I cried. No, I cried with him and Claire. Another gotta shout out Claire Sunby.
Queen.
This is crazy. I think this is like we're maybe getting too deep into it, but I do want to say, like, for anyone that's like had this kind of situation or whatever in their life, Greg had a guardian angel in Claire. She like lived with him,
Yeah.
slept on the couch, was going to his doctors,
Made his appointments, cleaned up after him,
made
did
all his
everything he
appointments
needed.
with him, like helped him with everything
For no reason. This isn't like his wife.
No, this is just a
It's
friend.
a friend. She
And
quit her job.
She
It's
quit her
incredible.
job. She quit her job because she thought that Greg was gonna face like months of chemo coming up.
Yeah.
Called the job. I quit. So I just want to shout out Claire again. You don't have to clean up after Greg anymore. Greg can kind of fend for himself, I think, with this mushroom in his lung. Now we can kind of downplay it,
What do you mean?
right?
Well, what do you,
like the seriousness of it.
well, there's no more seriousness left.
Exactly.
So
That's
you can
what I'm
just
saying.
be like,
we can kind of make fun of him for being
Oh,
like
100%.
not sick.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fully gone. It'll be gone with antibiotics.
Yeah.
This is like kind of huge.
I think Claire.
I already asked
texts-
him for some of the money back.
I think Claire texted me. It's potentially the histoplasmosis or sarcoidosis. So whatever that is, yeah, get it figured out, Greg, and congratulations.
Time to go back to work because you're heavily indebted to several of us.
Yeah, our friendship's not going to be really the same until you pay me back what you owe me.
Oh,
but how
man.
good did that feel? Huh?
Oh, the news on the train. I screamed "fuck yeah" on the train.
Mm-hmm.
I was like the crazy guy on the train. I couldn't believe it.
I was FaceTiming them, jumping up and down in my apartment. The guy below me like hit his broom up and was like, "Stop fucking doing that," you know.
Classic.
And yeah, it was good shit. But also, man, we were let's kind of transition here too. We were in Chicago both at the same time. I want to talk about
Ooh.
first. I also, on a much lighter note, but not quite a lighter note, I had deep dish on my way out. Haven't shit since.
Pequans?
Lou Malnati's.
Huge mistake.
I had deep dish on Sunday. It's Tuesday. No shit in sight.
Truly no shit or not a good shit?
Buddy, I'm plugged
That's not good.
up, clogged
Coffee. Get some coffee.
all day, every day, always.
Nothing?
I go for walks.
It might be colon cancer.
Jesus. Yeah,
What if you
yeah.
have cancer, dude?
Another thing, dude. Just another thing for the crew to go through. No, but dude, it's really like yeah, I have it. It just that's what Chicago will do to you, though, man. It'll plug him. You know, it'll plug you up pretty badly. What do you have when you get to Shy? What do you touch down and have?
Burritos. I'm a taco and burrito house guy.
So this is something that no one really knows, and I don't know why. I don't know if I talked about this on the pod last week, but with Lucas, but like people talk about Chicago and they say gotta have the hot dog, Polish sausage, Italian beef. Wrong.
All of those are
low
wrong.
key right, but also wrong. You got to go Mexican.
It's the best Mexican in the country.
In the country,
It's not even close.
it's so fucking
The
good.
burritos are absolute fire.
Yeah.
Everything is Taco and Burrito House is the best spot in Chicago.
I have this place. This is place next to Jenna's place. Don't even know the name. Don't want to butcher it. It's something Mexican, and I'm like, I can't even think. It's always why can't you know?
You can't hazard a guess.
Literally no. It's like it's taqueria.
Right.
Welcome. Hi.
You just know if you go left at Jenna's, it's like 2 blocks down.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
That's a problem too. Yeah, I'm not in terms of directions. Like I don't do names. I do landmarks.
Well, dude, so I would tell people, they're like, yeah, I lived in Chicago for like 6 years, and they like start asking me about the city,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, well, I kind of only know where like the Durkin's open mic was. Like I
Right.
know where like boy-girl show? Was that like this cool
Sure.
little?
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
where all like the shitty bar shows and open mics were in Chicago. That's all I did.
Right. I know.
I don't know
yeah.
anything about Chicago.
That's actually true. Yeah, yeah. I know the streets that intersect for like some of the worst bars.
Yeah.
But that is also like the beauty of Chicago and the Midwest is the Midwest dive bar. The Midwest dive bar is something to behold. It doesn't get enough credit.
It's because it can actually exist as a dive bar.
Right.
You can't really have a true dive in like a cool part of New York because they just can't pay the rent.
An actual dive in New York doesn't exist in a way.
It doesn't exist. Like they can
Because-
exist in Chicago because the rent is like $1,200 a month.
Dive bars in New York are kind of fake because it's like you go up and you want a beer shot combo. It's $14.
It's
And you're
$14.
like, well, go fuck yourself.
Well, it's also a very curated dive bar vibe where like dive bars in Chicago are actually shitty and dangerous.
Dive bars in Chicago, you got the Vietnam vet over there.
Yep.
You've got like the bartender who's like straight up doing cocaine,
Yep.
behind
or lives
behind.
upstairs.
Or he lives upstairs. The owner might live upstairs.
a Hams is like a nickel.
Truly, and they'll do what is like pickleback shots or whatever for
Right.
$2. And yeah, it's like a true dive has a true like Midwest dive. It's carpeted.
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening in New York.
Couches.
That's straight up not happening. Yeah, there's like weird. There's like old like 70s couches,
Mm-hmm.
and no one in there is hot.
Not even close. Didn't even used to be hot.
Nobody used
They
to be
never had
hot.
like a good day.
Nobody had a good day. Everyone's like pale. Their skin's like blotchy.
Yeah. Even
And-
like Ale House, they
Mhm.
still have a bunch of regulars in there, and you're like, man, you guys look bad.
Dude, Michael Shannon, famous actor Michael Shannon, he goes in there. He gets plastered off 6 or 7 beers. Yeah, he's not looking good.
No.
He's a famous actor. He's probably one of the ugliest actors ever.
Speaks to his talent.
And that's why he's at a dive bar.
Yeah.
Dude,
Where's he
it's-
going to go? Bottle service?
Mm-mm.
Michael Shannon getting bottle service?
Michael Shannon would get like, if he tried to go to like a nightclub, he would get stopped by a bouncer and be like,
They'd be like, oh, brother, absolutely not.
you have no chance to get in here.
Absolutely.
He's like, I'm in this movie, that TV show, this movie, this movie, this movie. They're
no,
like,
man, you're wearing Skechers.
you weren't, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Go to, but you love to see he deserves to be in a place like Old Town Ale House. But
Yes.
that's like the most famous dive bar in Chicago, and they
Right.
still have
Right.
the shitty, hardcore alcoholic regulars.
Yeah.
Not like a cool finance guy popping in.
It's kind of a shame when people go to dive bars as like this, as like they're doing, as like people go to dive bars like they do hibachi, where they're like, we're doing like a funny thing.
It's
Fuck you.
ironic, yeah.
Fuck you, by the way.
Look at us slumming tonight.
Yeah.
Let's go to the weird bar.
Dive bars fucking rock.
Yeah, they're the
You
best.
fucking pieces of shit.
The place right by our apartment in Chicago, they made their own jerky, and you could buy a big piece of jerky for like 75 cents.
Yeah, dude, it's probably like disgusting
That
and
was
like
horrible.
riddled with like
Remember, we were there.
disease.
We were in the back playing ping pong one night until like 4 a.m. Do you remember that? Kiki O'Reilly's.
Holy shit.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Oh,
no.
Right by that Starbucks. What are we talking
Was
about?
I there? Was I there?
I mean, I don't know. Another 6'6" Serb.
Dude, was I fucking giving people the business in ping pong and I don't remember?
Yeah, and you kind of weren't having fun either.
Never.
You weren't. You were beating people, but not in like a lighthearted way.
Bro, we went bowling like one of the last nights in Chicago. We went bowling
Right.
and like all I was focusing on was like how to correct my form. how I can utilize my size.
You just have
Just, like-
got to have more fun.
It was bad. It was really tough, dude. I was like, oh shit. Like I realized like 6 or 7 frames in, like how much lower I gotta get. Like my center of gravity was
Mhm.
off. And like that like totally unlocked like a new part of me. Like my performance was really kind of optimized there. And I
Sure.
was just like, I was totally just and I kind of blacked out and didn't have fun. Just like didn't really and it was too like a night where
Not a booze blackout, a competitive blackout.
yeah, where I'm like where everyone's like talking comedy, like what are you doing next? Like how's everyone doing? Catching up, and I'm just looking at my score, like okay, Greg's up two pins.
Guy with cancer's up 2 pins.
Guy with cancer's up on me. Can't let him win.
Dude, you know what I thought about? Because me and Greg and Geoff were just in Joshua Tree together.
Mhm.
And there was one time where we got up onto a hike, and I had taken some mushrooms, and they kind of kicked in right when we got to kind of a dangerous part of the hike.
Yeah.
And so I was scared. I crab walked down.
No.
I mean, I was, the mushrooms were kind of kicking it. It was scary. It was super windy.
You crab walked?
I did crab walk.
Is that like the?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is that just that was mushroom fear?
Well, it was like fear, and I should have been scared. I think that the mushrooms were like, hey, this is not a controlled environment. This isn't like an amusement park.
Oh.
Like you're miles and miles out in the middle of the desert.
God,
if you fall and break your leg, you're kind of cooked.
Yeah, it's infected.
You're like
a
dead guy.
You get a cut. Yeah.
But so Greg kept going, and I did keep thinking, like, damn, the guy with stage 4 cancer
is cooking you right now.
Went higher on the mountain than I did. That's kind of a tough look.
Yeah.
And
he's not even, the thing is, like, he's not even thinking about that, because all he's thinking about is like, he's like, how much time do I have?
Well, no, I mean, like, we didn't know he had cancer then, but when we found out, I was reflecting on the trip, like, damn, I got cooked by a guy with cancer. That's tough.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's absolutely brutal.
I gotta get in better shape.
Yeah, it's absolutely brutal. Yeah, dude, it is. I mean, like, Geoff always tells me about like the nature shit you guys go to, and shit like that. And I still gotta figure out, like, maybe I should go out and enjoy that stuff a little bit. But
you had a great time in the cabin,
dude. Fucking.
You were in the lake. You were in the woods.
But that was glamping. That was
sure.
Glamping.
I mean, but we don't rough it. We were in a Airbnb in Joshua Tree.
Right.
I was in a hot tub every night.
Right.
We're not like camping on the mountainside. I can't do that either.
Right. Dude, I miss hooping so much, dude. I got to get my shoulder squared away. This is something that I also wanted to talk about, is that, like, dude, when you tour this much, dude, like when you're on the road this much, like we have been the past, 9 months.
Yeah.
And like probably 2-3 years of our lives, like, do you feel like your body is like taking a hit? Because if I were to go to, I'm thinking about going to a physical therapist like the next couple of weeks, or maybe like when I get off the road in May. I have to talk about my ankle, my knee, and my shoulder. And I think it's just either like wear and tear from like.
Well, tall guys fall apart quicker.
Yeah,
I'm more like you're gonna live to be 63.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I'll be 98.
Yeah,
I'll live a full life.
Yeah, it's pretty much that's pretty much what I got. Hey, Connor, can you look up the average age for 6'6" guys, please? While we talk about this, but it's like
75. That's my guess.
I'm gonna go 70. But it's really like I'm truly breaking down.
Well, you got the sports injuries going on. You got a lifetime of sprained ankles and weight on your knees, and I think I pulled your shoulder out of something.
Oh yeah, dude, playing with you and Tom,
dude, just fouling the shit out of you. 64.
No, it's 6'4". It's
oh man, you better make up.
Oh shit!
You better cherish these years.
The
Drago.
study's from 92 though, so
yeah. Can we get a new one?
Yeah, let me see. That's just Google AI pulling up the first thing.
Yeah, thanks, Connor.
Yeah, brother.
Yo,
you better
midlife crisis was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. You thought you had 5 more years. Incredible.
Holy shit. No, but yeah, do you feel in terms of the road and like all that shit, like how do you think it's taken a toll on your body at all? Like, has you, in terms of, are you better about eating? Are you better about like keeping healthy and all that shit?
Better about eating? I don't know. Actually, the last time I was in Fargo, like my body doesn't hurt. I just get fatigued. When I get home, I sleep all day Sunday, all day Monday.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm just a sleepy boy when I get back. I'm cooked.
Okay.
But like my body feels okay. You know what I mean? And I don't drink a ton on the road.
Okay, nice.
Because I always feel like, I mean, I did in Fargo. That one kind of got away from me.
Well, of course we did. Yeah.
No, I mean, I was just there.
Oh, right.
And Duffy's? Did you go to Duffy's?
No.
$4 vodka sodas?
Yikes. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Did it on a Friday, and it was like, when that
up.
first one goes down smooth, and you're like, oh, no. And they're $4? And I'm in Fargo?
Well, you have way more experience with those than me. I'll tell this story. I'll actually, I don't think I've told this story in the pod yet, but
God, it's not about me, is it?
No,
oh,
dude.
Thank God.
Jesus,
you could have cleared this one.
We got Tim fucking drunk stories. No, so first off, so my problem with vodka sodas is that the drink, it sneaks up on me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was dating Squeeze, I had like a
Dating who?
Squeeze. So this was the girl after Georgia. Sorry, this is pod lore now at this point.
Squeeze
was the girl that went to. I don't want to say her name.
Okay.
So we have nicknames. So like the girl that. So one girl, Georgia. We call her Georgia.
Sure.
And then after her was the girl that you met at the Super Bowl party. That was Squeeze.
Okay, I gotcha.
So when I was dating Squeeze, I was trying to get into vodka sodas. And apparently I had about 7 or 8 vodka sodas.
Wow.
Which was insane. But so my problem was I had 3 or 4 vodka sodas and I was like, I'm still not it's not kicking like with beer. You know what I'm saying? Beer, each sip, you kind of feel the hits.
Right.
Or each however many, you kind of feel it go down. For me, vodka soda is it has what is it, like a prolonged release or something?
Just
like
an
that?
all or nothing. You're like, I feel nothing. This is way too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had 7 or 8 vodka sodas. What I used to call them Van Soders. I shouldn't say that in public, but so I had 7 or 8. Apparently, me and Squeeze that night, we got after it.
Wait, fucked or got in a fight?
We fucked.
Oh, okay.
And she was 5 minutes into fucking. Apparently, I just kind of tossed her off me. I was like, I don't want to anymore.
Went straight to bed.
She was like, you were weird during sex last night. And I was like, we had sex last night? And she goes, yeah. I was like, on top, we're having a good time. And you just kind of rolled over. And I was like, well, I was blacked out. That's the only time I've ever blacked out.
Ever?
Only time I've ever blacked out.
Oh, wow.
I remember every sex.
Always. No. I mean, I know that's the first time you blacked out during sex. I don't think I've ever blacked out during sex.
No, I think I blacked. That was the only time I've ever not remember what I did the night before.
Oh, damn. Well, yeah, you're a big fella.
Right.
Takes a lot to take you down,
And for a while, I was eating a lot. It was it was a big. Oh yeah.
I mean, beer is gonna take you 17.
Sure.
Get your ass.
Yeah. So now it's so that's the only time I've ever I seriously don't think I've ever browned out or blacked out besides that. Where I'm just there are some people who are like, Connor, have you ever done that where people are like, do you remember you did this? And you're like, no. Has that ever happened to you?
No, I've also never blacked out though, so I'm not a great representation.
Yeah, I've only blacked out once. Sorry, Squeeze.
Yeah, same.
Really?
Yeah.
When'd you black out?
When have I blacked out?
Yeah, you kind of black. Oh yeah, Tim.
I've blacked out a few times.
Tim notoriously is he's kind of the blackout king of the crew.
That's not true.
Okay. Who blacks out more? Who's blacked out more than you?
Daryl, Matt, Gasper.
Our crew is unreal. Okay, yeah, that was the. Oh wait, was that the?
That was the Chicago chunk.
I got some updates on this height thing,
dude. Connor, please give me good news, dude.
It seems like the only reference is to this study that happened in '92.
So we're sticking at 64?
Yeah, but they're saying people like Bill Russell was around at 81. He was 6'9". Chat GPT.
My dad's 6'3", and he's almost 70 years old.
My dad's 6'5". He's 74.
Cooking.
Okay,
he's hanging in.
Chat GPT said a man at 5'11" can expect to live 4 to 5 years longer than a man standing at 6'6".
Sorry, brother. That's us exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live those years too. Those are the best years.
And you still got a pure jump shot.
Pure, dude.
You're gonna have that J for a while, dude.
Just 80 to 85. That's gonna be an amazing time.
I went out with this gal a couple weeks ago who's her dad's 70, still plays in leagues. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fucking awesome?
He's just the guy in the corner with a great jumper.
Yeah.
Doesn't move much. 0D.
Loves the ball. Yeah, he's not. He's
0D.
He's 70. But yeah, so this is okay. So here's another thing I wanted to talk about. Okay, so we did talk. So no injuries.
None. I'm good. Just get a little sleepy.
Why don't I ask about this? The Grays. How have you come along with it? How you doing about it?
Well, I mean, this isn't a new thing.
Not a new thing.
I made peace with this a long time ago.
What did it take to make peace with gray hair?
There's kind of just nothing you can do. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna dye my hair. That's crazy.
It's
guys can't dye their hair.
What are you, Rick Pitino? Yeah, you can't be.
Yes, his hair, that always takes on like a weird reddish hue.
Yeah,
and then they have this
in the light.
In the light,
yeah.
it looks crazy. And then they have this old face,
right,
with this jet black hair, whatever it is. What are you doing, Rick?
Yeah,
you look nuts.
An old face with like a 25-year-old's hair.
It makes no sense.
Okay, yeah.
And like, what are the? It's just pure vanity. You're just announcing to the world, I can't handle this because of how vain I am.
Yeah,
you know, like staying in shape. That's a health thing.
Sure,
but your hair, that's just pure vanity.
That's a good point.
It's like a tough look, unless you're like an actor and you have to do it for some role. But like, if you're just out in the world, come on, brother. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, some guys, like some guys, I'll say this, dude. If it gets bad enough, I might go to Turkey.
You're fine, though.
I'm okay for now.
Right. You're hanging in. Better to take care of it early, though.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what if in 3 years from now, we're like, we should have.
Probably should have. I was a little overconfident then.
Like, what if 3 years from now I'm like, oh man, I really should have fucking went
You're
out.
You're like, oh, now I'm the bald guy?
Right. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's like,
but I mean, you've always kept it high and tight, so it wouldn't be that big of an adjustment.
I think, can you pull this up? Here's what I'm thinking. I really think.
What's it cost to go to Turkey?
$3,000.
No.
And I got it, folks.
Wait, that's the flight.
No, it's for everything.
Well, then you need to look into a better option than that. That might be like the bargain basement.
Connor, can you look up Ben Bailey? Someone just told me that I look like that if I buzz my hair, I'll look like
$3,000.
I think BEN space BAILEY. He's a comic.
Mm-hmm.
So can you Google images that? Just click on the images, please. No, not that. Yeah, go down. See that right there? Down, right there. I think that's me.
Yeah, that'll play.
I think that's me when I'm in my 40s and 50s. I don't think I'm mad at that. I feel like our listeners can't really see this, but he's got a buzz. Google Ben Bailey. I mean, I think that's where my hairline's going.
Well, you do have the benefit of being tall.
Yeah.
So no one can really see the balding, like, unless you're sitting down. If you got like the bald spot going.
No, bro. It's like we got hair.
You know, it'll be fine.
We got hair. My barber keeps saying that I'm not gonna go bald because I have like a cowlick still. But I don't even know what could that even possibly mean?
What is your barber? But also
he's a 75-year-old Italian man.
Yeah, what can your barber gain by being like, yeah, it's looking pretty bad here?
Oh, right.
You know,
right.
he's just gonna be like,
maybe he keeps saying I'm not going bald because he knows I might,
and he doesn't want you to shave it and never come back. Hurts his business.
Right.
You got a bald guy in town, no more haircut.
Yeah, he's 75. He needs me.
Yeah, I stayed with our buddy Luke in Chicago. I forgot he was bald. I was in his showering around, and I kept when I was like, this guy's got no shampoo in here. And I was like, why the fuck would he not have shampoo? I was like, oh, that's right. He's bald. He doesn't need that.
Damn.
And then it's also kind of menacing because every hair you see in the shower like is the bad one.
Oh.
You know?
Like pubes?
Yeah.
You're like, bad ones.
You know, I don't want
to
touch my boy's pubes.
I think the hairline might go back, but I think I'm gonna have hair.
Did Ben Bailey get his hair did?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. That one to the left, he looks pretty thick and full, and he looks older in the face.
Can you click on that? Can we zoom in on that? Yeah, this is tough for our listeners, but you know what? If I gotta,
I mean, that's looking. Yeah. He's like yoked, new hair. It's all brown.
Do you think it's new? Okay.
He's 63. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, we'll see. But either way, I'm not too worried about it.
You're 7 years away from that.
And then in those 7 years, I think in 7 years more shit's gonna come out. Like,
sure,
we're gonna have more. Here's the thing. I'm either plugging it, or I'm cutting it. I'm not pilling it.
Why? What's the beef with pill?
I don't want it to mess with my dinky.
Oh, that's right. Because see, look at that, bald. And then that other photo, he looks like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I think he probably got plugs.
I think plugs are way more accepted now because it used to be a tough look.
Right. Well, now it looks way better.
Now it looks pretty decent. So why not?
Doesn't Tom hit the pill?
I don't know. Here's my question with the thing is if you get you get your whole hairline fixed, but you're still going bald. So then you've got a hairline in bald when it finally goes away.
No, so I think they take. Like let's say like this hair in the back of your head is growing like
normally
solid. Yeah. It takes those and plugs up front, And then I think then it just is growing. Then it's like normal. Then it becomes like normal.
No, but I'm
hair.
saying so you got your front hair growing.
Connor, can you look up it? Can you have AI summarize how hair plugs work in layman's terms?
You know what I mean? Because you're still going to go horseshoe bald. So now, but you got your hairline fixed. What about on top and over here?
I think I saw Soder on a podcast actually talk about how he got them.
Yeah.
And I think there's a pretty simple explanation for it.
Oh, okay.
Which
Because that seems fair.
We can get to, and Connor, just chime in whenever you got it. But hair transplants and hair plugs both involve moving hair from one part of the body, yes, back of the head, to areas where the hair is thinning.
Yeah.
Simple breakdown: doctors use a large round clumps of skin with hair, back of the head. These are planted into small bald areas, looked on it, but not evenly. Modern. Oh, so modern hair transplants. Here we go. A small strip of skin with hairs and tiny. Oh wow. Oh, they put each individual follicle in.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
so
if
the
you
new
fix,
okay, so once they put it in there, then the new hair grows.
I know, but
Yeah.
when they didn't replace any of the hair on top, so when that inevitably falls out, now you've got a hairline with nothing on top.
I don't think so, bro. Look, they're saying they take it from the back, put it on
No,
top.
I understand that. You're not hearing what I'm asking you.
Bro, I'm hearing you. Connor, what am I not getting here?
He's saying if you just get a transplant in the front,
Yeah.
To fix the hairline.
and then you continue to bald, do you
Right.
just keep the stuff in the front and you got nothing?
Yeah, do you have to go back and get more stuff put on
You
top?
might have
Or
to keep going to Turkey with it.
that's what I'm thinking.
Oh.
That seems exhausting when you could just take a pill.
That's really interesting. I'm actually I don't know. We'll have to I'll ask
Weigh the
people.
pros and cons.
Yeah,
But
I don't
you
know.
have you have time. 7 years are going to make massive.
I know if I have
Unless all
my
the-
hairline's kind of like my dad's, and I think I'll be all right. I think it's going to be acceptable for a while.
Huge.
It's like, this is thick. Anyways, let's keep moving. No more fucking bullshit hair talk. Your hair's fine. Your hair's cooking. It's gonna be like that forever, right?
Probably.
Okay. Here's something that happened to Dan Carney, my roommate, that I wanted to ask you about this.
Okay.
Because I think this is kind of a very interesting question. He's having a girl over last night, or 2 nights ago. He's having a girl over. Lights the candle, cleans up the place. The agenda, they're watching a movie.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. This girl it's not like a 3-month thing. It's not like a 3-year thing. They've probably seen each other twice in 3 weeks. So it's kind of like a new thing. Maybe they've been hanging out for a month, but like they've only seen each other a few times.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of a brand new situation. He doesn't really know this girl that well, like that super well. He hits me up. He goes, I've seen this girl like 3 or 4 times. We've hooked up once. He's like, what movie do I throw on for like a new chick to have to have over? You know what I'm saying? What's initially your thoughts? Let's call this like third date. You have
Third date movie at the apartment with the candles.
Isn't
lit?
that kind of pressure? That's like high pressure.
I mean,
I'm like, I felt it when he texted me. I was like, oh fuck, bro.
well,
You got to nail this.
I think he's kind of overthinking it. Like, why not just hit her up and be like, "Is there anything you want to watch?" Like, I don't think she's
Dude,
showing up like, "This is the movie you picked."
That's by the way, that's something that a 12-year relationship guy would say. No, bro.
What?
Third date.
She's showing up being like, "He better pick my favorite movie."
He better pick something legit.
Oh, that's
You better pick
crazy.
something
That's
sick.
a crazy expectation.
You got to pick something sick. Connor,
What did he go
Connor,
with?
anything pop coming to mind for you that you'd want to toss on?
It's got to be something you've seen before because you don't want to pay that much attention to the movie. If you're like me, you could overinvest in the movie and that's the wrong move.
See, I would throw on Michael Clayton and not even know she was there anymore.
Yeah, this is you're 12 years in, so it's like, dude, you're 12 years a slave.
I know. Well, we're 13 years a slave now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we just we had to change our anniversary from Jan 6 to Jan 7
Yeah, just because of
because you can't be out celebrating on Jan 6. It's kind of a tough look.
Yeah, it's just a bad. Yeah, that's a bad. I told him I was like, you know what popped into my mind? I was like, do you know what I think is a very right down the plate, like it's not too intense, pretty funny, everyone knows it, it's good. I was like, go Wes Anderson. I was like, Life Aquatic, still pretty funny.
And he gets to still be like, and I'm interesting too.
Exactly.
See,
you're
I
not
like, I like cool shit.
You're not doing like, you're not throwing on old school like a slapstick where there's like titties and like they're saying retard or whatever. It's like it's like this one's like, this is kind of like, this is a thoughtful movie. It's an actual fucking great movie.
So the way you guys are going through this is like, what movie do I need to pick to show her who I am? Is that like a part of the thought process?
I just think it's to.
Are you trying to communicate something with the music that you're, or the
some
movie that you're picking?
some people really want you to put out the effort and be thought through. Early on
about the movie pick?
Yeah,
I
dude.
can't.
Yeah,
oh,
I mean, Tim's just like a
I
tough.
agree with
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Tim.
You're a
agree
tough
with you.
ask for this one, actually. It's just you're very like you're just too far removed.
Well,
you
it's
haven't
also-
been in the game, dude.
I know, but it's also like you're in your 30s and you're like, he picked a weird movie.
Oh,
What?
fair,
We're not 24.
but you can pick a bad movie.
Sure. I mean, there are bad movie picks.
What if you were going into a girl's place and she's like, "I want to rewatch the Barbie movie."
Yeah, I'd be like, not my fave. I mean, I was thinking Michael Clayton.
Barbie
sure,
was
we-
actually fine.
It is a good movie.
It was fine, but like. some
No,
bullshit.
the only thing that
But
would like
again-
turn me
but-
off is like a huge swing if you're like, oh, like a really like gory horror movie.
Because you can't like throw on Gladiator,
Why? I think that's a pretty.
which would be sick.
Gladiator's a great movie.
It's an awesome movie,
one
but
of the
no,
best.
but no, like
Russell
no,
Crowe at
no,
his
like
absolute
the
peak? What are you
scene
talking-
where like his wife dies in the field, like it's not going to be like that's not going to turn her on. You need a movie that's
Oh,
like
so that's you're
that's the thing.
trying to turn her on.
Well, here's the thing, bro. It's like you're trying to see. It's like why I think it's an interesting question is because you're not with this woman. It's like date 2 or 3 or whatever it is.
Mhm.
You kind of you like each other enough to like now you can go to like his turf, her turf, whatever. But you haven't been dating 3, 4, 5 months where it's a little bit more of a relaxed thing.
Comfy, yeah.
It's not one of those like, hey, let's order in and watch whatever. This is like this. There's still some pressure here to kind of. You can't. So why I think it's like because you don't really know each other that well. If you put on a movie where shit gets fucking intense,
Right.
that's just weird. You don't want to like. I'm trying to think of like a more again like you can't put on like Philadelphia.
Sure.
You can't put on you know what I'm saying like you can't like there's a lot of misses with a third date at the crib.
What did he settle for?
He went Life Aquatic. He took my
Okay, yeah, I
advice.
think that's a good choice. I would have just never put
Yeah.
that kind of thought.
Connor, before we move on, do you want to chime in here on what you toss in?
I'd probably do like Crazy Stupid Love. I'm a big rom-com guy. It's an
See,
entertaining movie.
Rom-com seems a little on the nose.
That's a little too on the nose for me too.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's probably why I'm single.
See, like Crazy Stupid Love to me would be like it'd be like
It's like you're going to her house and she's like, "Want to watch Rambo?" Like, what?
It is like that is too much. Yeah, see, like the rom-com at the crib, like the rom-com on the third date is like you're pretty much watching what you're doing.
Right.
You're watching a relationship evolve while your relationship's evolving.
Damn, maybe that's like she's like, "Damn, this is meta as hell."
No, I'm not into that. I would be so. What if she said that? This is so.
Well, you
meta.
just want to toss on The Last Dance again. You're like, "Don't worry, it's only like 8 1-hour episodes."
Yeah, so we're gonna start. From the start fresh on The Last Dance. Like you know about the Bulls dynasty, right?
And you give her the whole the lead into the doc.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you know about the kind of like the '90s Bulls and like kind of what they meant to modern sports and everything like that. Like you kind of know like what they did for Nike and all that shit.
Oh,
like,
that's
do you
so
wanna,
funny. It's funny to hear like how you rationalize what you're going to toss on when certain people come over. Because I believe Lizzie and I came over on a double date with I believe it was you
Georgia.
in Georgia, and you decided to toss on a Serbian documentary.
A Serbian documentary. So that was. So I thought like 2 minutes into that, I was like, this might be a whiff. We might be. So there was a documentary actually that was made about like Serbian churches in Chicago that actually featured my grandpa, Father Bojo, and he was part of it, and like my mom's like and my mom's like friends and family are like part of this documentary. It's like kind of like an award-winning doc that I had seen.
And the good news is it was only 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was only like insanely long, and I hadn't really known Georgia for that long. I think I knew Georgia. I knew her for like a couple months.
You tossed on a Serb dog.
But
That's so funny.
What ended up so I say the first 70% of it, first couple hours were like kind of like, okay, I guess this is fine. And I'm like, I'm digging it. I'm like drunk digging it. Me and you were having screwdrivers. And then like towards the end of it, what happened, Tim?
I think I'd shed a tear or two.
Timmy.
Well, but I'm a crier.
Timmy full on cried during the Serbian documentary.
I mean, I'm flesh and blood, Drago. I cry during every movie.
In front of me, this new girl I'm seeing. Obviously, Lizzie. That's like the 800th time she's seen you cry during a movie.
Come on, dude.
She's like, dude, you're fucking. Me and Tim actually. You know, in hindsight, like it was a funny move in hindsight, but kind of like a bad look in hindsight. Like me and you, like we crushed a fifth of vodka in like 90 minutes. Do you remember that? Do you remember that being like we were like it was like 8:30, and me and you were like, hey, like we got to run to the liquor store. Like,
well, it was like a high pressure situation because like this wasn't a relationship that you were necessarily comfy in.
Only a couple months in.
You hadn't hit the sweet spot in there at all. So like your anxiety is high. When your anxiety is high, who knows how you're going to behave?
Yes.
So
yeah, that's true.
I can feel your anxiety when we go in, and I'm like, I'm going to need a little bev here.
Yeah.
And then I think you also felt the same pressure.
Yeah, I'm not saying you made me drink half a fifth of vodka with you. I'm saying that we kind of teamed together and destroyed.
Well, that's what I think we were both like, oh, this is maybe a little vodka, and then you were like, yeah, let's toss on a Serb doc. And
yeah, it was honestly a weird night, but it was a fucking
great night.
It was also peak COVID, so we were like, so this is like October or November of 2020.
Yep.
So we're both like, I don't know where we got food. Did we order pizza or some shit?
No, y'all went and picked something up down the street.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I think y'all just left Lizzie and I in her apartment alone.
Had to let you guys smooch for a little. Was that weird? Is that a weird?
I mean, I guess looking back on it, it was weird. I think at the moment it was like fine.
Everything made sense. When you're 6 screwdrivers deep, everything kind of is that. Do you think that's why you started crying because you had your ninth screwdriver?
100%.
Seeing my grandpa,
absolutely
give a.
But I mean, I am a sober movie crier. Every movie I'm crying in.
So yeah, I was trying to think like that many vodka sodas. So at that point during peak COVID,
did you black out that night?
I did not.
Damn.
I served it. I gave it. Yeah.
Damn.
I really delivered that night, if I recall. But yeah, it was like during that time in our lives, dude. That's probably when we could drink the most,
for sure.
So I think maybe a fifth of vodka at that point was like not even.
It was also like the world's ending.
Right.
Who cares? We can't do anything.
Yeah.
I was furloughed at that point. I was just living the dream.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, best time of my life.
I remember you being like you were a little tight on like how you were like, fuck, dude, I might get furloughed.
Yeah, I was nervous about it.
We were texting about it.
Yeah. And then when it happened and you jumped in, like, I don't know, they're making so much money on like the COVID unemployment thing.
Oh, right. Did you have
on top of like a severance and then on top of all the regular stuff? I was living the dream.
Did you have to give it back at all?
No, it was.
Oh, I don't know how that.
I didn't get like a PPP loan or like I didn't get any of that stuff.
Oh, yeah, didn't Geoff get that?
I
think he did. Yeah, he got like the.
But I didn't do any of that stuff. They were just like tacking. You got like an extra X amount of dollars per week.
Yeah.
For an X amount of time during COVID, it was crazy.
I
was making more money than I was making at work.
Oh yeah, you were.
It was bananas.
Yeah.
And then we were playing poker every night, and I was taking all y'all's money playing poker. This is like the best racket I ever had going.
You are an excellent poker player.
This was so fun.
Damn. You were straight from the swamp, the bayou.
I think to be fair, you guys are pretty bad.
I'm a bad poker player.
I think like Vath is pretty good, but I don't think I was like, the Hold'em king.
I like how I also went begrudgingly a lot because that's just like what we were doing. So I'd be like, all right, I guess I'm gonna lose $20 tonight. But like, I always thought it was so funny. Like Gasper like loved playing,
lost every time.
John Gasper was like, guys, we gotta we gotta play tonight. I'm like, Gasper, like you get cooked every week, dude.
He's too ADHD for it. You're
Right.
25 minutes in. He's like, all in.
Right. Yeah. It's
All
like,
right.
no, it's like, yeah, dude. All right, dude. We'll cook you this one.
Oh, good times.
Here's the last thing I wanna talk about. Oh, actually, let's do a listener question before we go into the Patreon, and then we'll talk about other stuff that I want to get to. Again, you guys can subscribe to the Patreon. It's $3 a month, gets you an extra audio episode. $5 a month gets you an extra video episode. $10 a month gets you tickets to any shows for free. Please subscribe. I have healthcare, but I still
It's not
have
that
a
good.
shitty job. But yeah, thank you guys for who is subscribing. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Here's a question from Crawdad Man.
Oh, what?
Crawdad Man. He's got a two-parter that I want to answer. What's the most complex cocktail you can make without looking at the recipe?
Ooh. Man, I used to be able to make like a decent old fashioned, but I don't even know if I remember. It's like you muddle up some cherries and some sugar and then some bitters and
I do actually do maple syrup in my
maple syrup.
in my
Whoa.
in my old fashioned.
Toss a little cherry on top. That's probably as good as I can get.
Yeah, whiskey, maple syrup, and orange, and a
maraschino cherry
and bitters and a cherry. Yeah. And then you're cooked.
Yeah.
You're cooking. But I don't even because I made probably 1,000 of those there over COVID.
Yep.
But I don't know anything. But dude, I remember one time at Georgia's, she was watching. She like loved Marvel movies, and she was just like chilling
at Georgia's. Okay,
at Georgia's place. We were watching. She like loved Marvel. She was watching. I don't like Marvel movies,
Right.
so I'm like, I gotta figure out something to do here. I try to. I look up because I love mojitos. I'm trying to look up mojito recipes, brother. I cannot make a mojito to say. I'm like making. I'm having her try it. She's like, "This is ass." I'm like, "Try it." She's like, "This sucks."
Well, wait, what's the problem? Because that's kind of like you know, how baking is like an art and cooking is like or no, the other way around.
Sure.
Were you just fucking up the actual ingredients, or you don't have like the zhuzh to go into it?
Dude, there's something with a mojito that you gotta feel. It's like a feel thing. I think with how you muddle it's like eyeballing the mint leaves and stuff like that. And if you're a listener, chime in on this on if you know how to make a good mojito, comment, DM me, because brother, I tried to make like 10 of them. I gave like 10 shots, and they were all bad.
But just according to one tester.
And me,
Okay.
I was even me being, I was like, this shit's ass. You know what I'm saying? Because so my sister used to get this like pre-mojito like mix that you can just buy at the store.
Yeah.
You know, throw that in ice with vodka and like throw like a mint leaf in it and you're cooking.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's perfectly fine. But I was like, I want to fucking make this shit from scratch.
Yeah.
I'll never try it again. I kind
of want to try it now.
It was that unbearable.
So you have to have a little touch. You have to kind of know your way around a mojito.
100%. I think it's like there's a little bit of like a feel.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna try.
But yeah, we're actually, I really like this question from Crawdad Man. There's a second one we're gonna answer in the Patreon. We're going to head into the Patreon now. Tim, where can people find you? Any dates that you got coming up?
Follow me on Instagram. Old Timmy Smith. OLE Timmy Smith.
One of the best in the game. Absolutely hilarious comic. You guys can catch him at a city near you. This has been episode, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll figure that out.
163?
163.
Man.
You've been an idiot. Thank you for listening. Good night and good luck.
Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.